Hey, it's Random Code here, and today we're going to continue working on our CRUD full stack application. I have now started on the CRUD functionality in the front end. So in the last video I showcased we had this very basic user dashboard where we could then retrieve our data from our database. We would now like to delete some data. So we now have a setup where I have created a delete user function in like the app JavaScript class, which is like the main area, which then simply takes in a value of a user. And then for now, console log that we're deleting a user, then fetches, so make an API call to HTTP localhost port 8080 delete user with the request parameter ID and ID of our given user be part of this function. We then use the method delete because this is going to be a delete call. For example, if you remember back and look at Postman, when deleting, we're calling this delete setup. So it's not a get or post call, it's a delete call, which is a specific call. We then simply, when we have deleted the user, if it succeeds, we for now just print the console, user deleted, and the user we have deleted. We then update inside our use state, so the list of users being shown on the screen. We then, after having sent it to the database or to the backend that we're deleting the user is then being deleted. You probably add this actually into the then area. Yeah, I think that's actually a good idea. So when the user has been deleted, we then update the area on the screen. So if we also just look at the console log and we update everything, we look at the console, we can see when we then click delete, now it's just a button saying delete. We delete a user, so deleting a user, and we remove the user from the list on the screen. And if we then reload and recall our backend database, user is gone. And this entire delete user function is then passed to, I have created a functional component inside React, which is a more proper way of doing it. So we have a map with all our users, a list of users. For each user, we then create a user row, taking in a user as a parameter and a delete user method. This user row then in here get like a prop list, so a list of all the inputs. We then create our user div with our ID, name, and email and status in a p tag, so just simple text. And we then have our button saying delete with an on click. So when it's on clicked, when the event is triggered, we then call our props, the delete user method, and give it the value of the user we want to delete. And this is actually very smart. So even though we would like to change the user information in our like main user list we have in the app area, so like a step out, because we are passing the delete method to our like inner class. If we think of it like that, more of a background concept is like an inner class. It then still calls our or have access to our set users method here. So it's quite nice, I think. It's relatively simple. Once again, I'm not a front-end developer normally. So I don't know if there's some bad practices in this, but it works. And for now, we then have a setup where we can gather all our information from our backend. We can now delete the users. We would then like to have like edit mode where we can, instead of just having text, we have some text fields here. We can actually change the data to then be able to be saved once again. And we will also have some like an add mode down here. We can add a completely new user. But for now, I just quickly want to show that we can now delete our users. So we are slowly moving forward in this CRUD front-end application. And if you enjoyed this quick showcase, please leave a like and subscribe. And I wish you all a wonderful